Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back with the Paladins video. I have no idea how to intro this one, but we're playing some more Horse, the new champion that isn't really a new champion because he's actually been made playable in everything. For the last day, today the 5th when I'm recording it, it's probably already gone by the time you watch this. He won't be here anymore. I did one game with him already and I thought I might as well do it for a video because I said in the one with the April Fool's stuff that it would be kind of funny if he was actually a playable champion, and he kind of is now, and he's surprisingly decent because you're permanently at mount speed. You're already kind of fast, you don't have an ultimate, which is the only downside, but yeah, this was better than I was expecting instead of just like, you know, completely useless in a normal game. He's solid. I really don't know how to explain to you why it threw me off so much, just having him in the game, other than being able to play him here in like a normal sort of match. You can sort of see there people in the chat. It was supposed to say one day. I'm recording this technically like midway through the 5th, which is when he's supposed to leave, so it'll probably be later today, but when you watch this video, yeah, I imagine he will be gone already. I definitely wanted to have it on the channel though, just to sort of have it as a little time capsule for the one day Horse was playable in all the sort of modes, and maybe they'll bring it back in the future as a full champ. We'll see, I suppose. For the teams there, we've got Ying, Strix, Evie, and Buck versus Victor, Charlene, Torvald, and then Vatu and Kinessa. But yeah, we technically have 2 movement abilities, and you're pretty fast. I don't know if Nimble is actually doing anything. I haven't really like properly limit tested the Horse, but seeing him in a match here, it looks broken, but yeah, he's surprisingly not super weak because your fire rate's pretty fast, 500, you have 2 movement abilities. The punch is kind of jank, it doesn't seem to work properly, but if you actually get the tempo down, and the range on it is also kind of perfect, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any drop off whatsoever, so that's kind of massive because I went against 2 snipers in the match I did play with him. Let's just jump over here. Hello, Victor. Punch, get some hits. It's kind of hard to show off, and you really do have to be accurate for it to feel any good. I might be dead here to the Torvald. We're going to try and do like a jump combo. You can do the jump F and like get a 1k burst on it, but don't know again though why I'm analyzing this. That was the combo. Actually managed to get it in the video. It's kind of hard to do because you have to be at a pretty specific angle. Can we get the one hit over there? There's a double. Nice. Yeah, I need to just stop analyzing the Horse because there's no reason for me to. I'm really interested to see if they do decide to bring him back. That was a combo on the Vatu there again, kind of. Hello, Strix, not Strix. That's a Victor. I really have a hard time getting the timing. You just hold it down and then hope that it sort of lines up because it doesn't feel super consistent, but it was kind of interesting to me that I thought this would be not particularly strong in a normal match, and for some reason I just completely forgot that you're mount speed because I was playing up against other horses with everyone on my team also being Horse. I didn't realize that your ultimate is basically just a permanent speed buff. You can kind of look at it like that. And yeah, also your damage output is pretty good because your fire rate's pretty fast, your range is pretty much perfect, and you have 2 movement abilities. And somehow I thought this would be overly weak. I can see in a trial siege it not really working particularly well, but you can do stuff like that. It feels like playing a weird version of Buck that has a different weapon. And also an Andro Punch for some reason. Doesn't feel like a Fernando dash, it feels kind of different. Let's just push the Vatu. That kind of worked. Hello, Kinessa. It's like kind of an anti-flank champion. Like I can outrun the Victor ult. And not anti-flank, I meant anti-sniper. There's a punch. I guess I was just kind of surprised. I thought it was weak, and that's a big reason why I wanted to make the video, just to really show that he could probably go through very close to how he is already, you know, in the game, and not be that crazy of a champion in either direction. Like, feels definitely a little bit unbalanced, you know what I mean, but way less so than I expected, and that's a big reason why I wanted to talk about it. That's the science again from the Torvald, which is kind of busted, but yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say, is he's very different than I expected him to be, and in a match, he feels very different than I thought he would from the matches I played of him 5v5 with the Horse, and yeah, it's just very, very unique. Horse has been in Paladins for a single day, and I think that's kind of cool. We can emote as well, I think. I got something weird happen with it earlier when I was in that match, because I was just fiddling around with things, and the emote moved the camera kind of weird sometimes. I don't know how to describe what I mean. I'm dead, I think, but we're getting some good damage. His output is actually pretty good. Again, the fact that it's not got any drop-off makes it kind of crazy, and the fire rate is pretty good. And just because of the match I was in, I thought it was weak, but it really isn't. His base weapon in hand is actually kind of crazy. The science there kind of weird. There's obviously some jank with it, but it's surprisingly not too bad. The Ragdoll is definitely bugged. I don't know if it's with all the skins. I've seen a few other people playing, as well as no one in this match, but I've seen it in a few of my games with people with some of the other skins that don't have the Ragdoll like issue, but I guess the one that I'm running does. I should probably try out some of the other mounts to see what it's like, but I guess we'll do that for game 2. Let's push down the Charlene, little punch combo maybe. Victor's gone. There's a jump. Can we get the... Yep, there we go, combo. I really don't know how this is working so well. You're significantly harder to hit as well than I thought you would be. I don't know if that's just because the hitbox isn't like, you know, normal. I think there is something weird with it because when you try and dismount people, sometimes it can be kind of strange, but yeah, the damage output alone is kind of massive, and I think you are just a little bit more difficult to hit. That's kind of why it adds up. The movement is also kind of crazy when you think about it, that you've got 2 abilities and the cooldowns aren't particularly long. I'm over-analyzing it, but yeah, the Horse in the matches I've played so far and the matches I've seen him in has performed way better than what I expected, and that's kind of the main point. Hello, Vatu, there's a combo, punch on him, just rush down the Victor. See what I mean? It's so weird that this works. It just kind of breaks my brain, and you definitely got the sense of that in the first video, but way more than, yeah, I can even put into words in this one too. It's just so strange, very different, and very, very Paladins, which I think why I love it. There's the stats screen. We went 20 to 3, 44k. I just don't know what to add. Like, could I have done better on a different champion there? Is Horse really, like, good? to the point where he's a pick. If he was to go through the exact same, would he be a character people would play in normal matches and do well with? It seems like it, but I really don't know. Let's re-queue. I'll switch them out as well, which I haven't done in forever. And this also is kind of weird because it's like a champion that's playable as a meme that has skins because the mounts are skins. And usually you don't see them for very long, even though they do make a difference. And I like the mount system. It's kind of crazy to be able to actually use them with sort of a champion. We've got a survival snowfall. Like, just seeing the horse here, it's so wrong, but so Paladins. I just can't explain. It breaks my brain, and I don't know why it does so hard. Thank you for all the love on the first video, by the way. It was received way better than I was expecting it to be, and I was a little bit worried that people would take it the wrong way, because I called him a new champion, but he technically is, and he's playable now. Even more so in this video, he's actually the new champion that you could have grabbed for a day. He's on the other side this time around, and yeah, I just didn't know if it would be received properly, and luckily it was, and you guys enjoyed the video, and I really enjoyed recording it, just like this one. Our talent obviously doesn't do anything, but yeah, I guess we go double Chronos. No, let's not do that. Let's go armor plating, which is what I went for in that first one. It worked very well. I feel like Life Rip is also super good, but we changed the mount, and this is very, very different. The effects are insanely, like, throwing me off. I also can't make commentary. There goes the Willow. That horn sound, by the way, I have to edit it in post because it's so loud. Also, don't think that Survival was on this map before. I'm dead. I'm pushing around. I didn't realize we were even on Survival. For some reason, I thought we were on Onslaught, but this is my first time playing Survival on this map, and I didn't know you could actually get it on this map because I played, I think, 5 games of it so far, maybe 6, and it's all been on Primal Court. So I guess Snowfall. It's also kind of appropriate with the way the fog looks. It's actually like ice. I don't know if they changed it, but it looked kind of, you know, matching there. Sarah's the last one alive. She's dead any second. She's just hanging in the, yeah, fog for some reason. She could probably stay in there for ages. I don't know what that angle is with the feet cam, but like I was trying to say, I really do not like this amount though, just because I'm not used to it, and the sort of sway and the way it works is so different to the horse. That's kind of the reason why I don't grab them normally, is because I'm just not used to them, and even if I play like, you know, 2 weeks with them, my brain will still prefer just a classic horse mount just because of how it works. But yeah, I guess I can try and get used to it. Also, not having a sort of idea of where the middle of your screen is until you first click in is a bit weird. Like, you're sort of mounted, but not really mounted as well. I'm pushing the Willow. I can't see where my shot's going out. Like, getting the timing here is kind of impossible because I can't see. This mount makes it significantly worse. She is gone. I'm just going to run over this way, maybe get a combo. Yeah, I really do not like it. I can't judge the timing on it, and that's really throwing me off. Let's get rid of the Maeve. That punch landed, but she got a heal. There's a stun. Definitely does look cool, just like seeing it in third person, but trying to actually play with it is not something I would recommend. I'd much more, you know, recommend the horse, which actually is not jank. The stun just kind of cancelling out my combo there. We wouldn't have done anything this 1v4, but I'm glad I at least tried it because it is very different, and now I know for sure that playing this with any mount other than the sort of default-ish one for me is not going to work. It does look really cool, and it makes it feel even more like a full champion release because I'm able to play here with a skin that looks like kind of crazy in Paladins. We don't have a Strix, by the way. Somebody said 2 bots in the chat. I didn't even realize. I guess we can try and do something, but it's probably going to be a 0-5. I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll go super aggressive with a combo. I tried to Q there straight off the bat. It didn't work because I wasn't actually unmounted from my mount, if that makes sense. Try and go after her here, maybe get a bit of a combo. There we go. That landed. I could just not land the normal hits because it's so scuffed. Like, trying to go versus a horse here, I can't tell when the timing is for my hits, which you can normally on the horse because of your POV. You can see the shots going out and kind of play better around it, but with this one I can't really see what's in front of me while I'm firing at. I really can't explain it, but just showing you it here, if you watched the last match, you can see that I can't tell when my shots are going out here. You kind of can, especially if I'm at an angle like this firing down at somebody, sort of, but the mount blocks so much of your view that trying to play the timing is not going to work. Also want to point out that it just seemed like I was slower, even though I was, like, you know, mounted up, you know, normally I wasn't actually mounted. As soon as I like did anything, it took me off my mount and I was actually sort of a normal speed. So you have a pretty fast movement speed, but you definitely are faster when you're mounted up, I think. So what I said at the start of the video isn't actually accurate, but I'll leave it in anyway. But yeah, you don't have an ultimate, you don't have the mount speed like I thought you did. You seem fast, you're definitely a fast character, but not the way that I said in the intro. Let's get rid of horse here if we can. Trying to play the timer again is just not working. I really do love the way the skin looks, but again, would not recommend it whatsoever. It's just super jank compared to the normal ones. So if you gave this a shot before, don't know why my punch didn't work there, or my hits, which is kind of weird. This is just so scuffed. What I was trying to say for the 5th time is if you played it before with this sort of mount, like it's the one you use normally, and then you played horse and you have this mount, I would highly recommend changing your mount and trying it with a horse one. You can't now probably because by the time you watch this video it's gone, but if it ever does return, definitely keep that in mind. It looks really cool, and I would recommend it for the, you know, style, but gameplay wise it's so much more rough than just playing the normal sort of skins. Just to show you here though, we are fast, mounted up, and then I shoot, and it seems like it gets slowed down. It's harder to pick up on it because the camera also changes, but there seems to be something like that going on. And just to again show you here, trying to judge the timing on this, even if I'm holding it down, it's just so hard to judge the timing on it. Let's get rid of the enemy horse here. I just can't tell when my shots are going out. It's impossible. That one landed somehow, but there we go, there's the defeat. The ragdoll also works completely differently on that style of mount compared to the horse. It doesn't do like the weird jumble thing, instead it actually looks like a normal sort of ragdoll and stays and like flings around and stuff. I've had such a hard time with words today, but there are the stats if you're interested for that mess of game 2. We still sort of did fine, but I'm just going to go straight away and change them out back. I don't know why I have 2 mecha prowlers here in my inventory. If you can clarify why that is, that would be great. I don't know how they're different. So I'm going to jump into the shooting range and just see. Can I grab horse? I actually can. I didn't think this would work for some reason, but okay, it is just showing me with the default one. But you can see here, you can really easily see when the shots are going out and the timing on it. The range on it is kind of crazy. It does have a cap. Yeah, you can just hit for 500 full at this sort of range, which is kind of crazy. I can't show you the Prowler one, but it doesn't really matter. I know I like the default one the most. I can't see how the Prowler one would be any better. But also I remember specifically not liking it for normal sort of champions, so I wouldn't want to switch it anyway if I was going between horse and, you know, normal champs. I just prefer the default horse. It's just a me thing, I think. But let me know your thoughts on that specifically and anything else down in the comments. The one last point I want to make is I don't know why he's classified as a support, considering he doesn't have any healer abilities. I would really prefer if he was in the flank category, because that's where he feels like he fits. And yeah, seeing him in the support category is somehow more cooked. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed. Definitely let me know also what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. And as always, stay frosty.